podcast, we've got news and updates on Real Soccer 2011, Gangstar, Miami Vindication, and a couple of new sci-fi games for you guys.
That includes our new Space Combat Simulator, Star Battalion, and an exclusive on Nova 2 Near Orbit Vanguard Alliance. All that and more right here on the Gameloft video podcast. Hey everyone, I'm Naomi.
And I'm Josh, and you're watching the Gameloft video podcast, your online source for anything and everything related to Gameloft.
So here we are, our 10th monthly podcast, reaffirming our commitment to keeping you guys appraised on everything we're doing here at Gameloft, and to let you know about all the new games coming out and what you can expect to see.
That's right, Naomi. And you know what, we'd just like to say thanks to all you guys who tune in to watch us every month. We have a number of visitors checking us out on a few different services and websites, including iTunes, YouTube, and Dailymotion, to name a few.
And as you mentioned before, we have some really exciting new sci-fi games coming out this fall. But before we tantalize you with footage of those brand new games, let's take a look at our interview with international soccer superstar and world champion David Villa of FC Barcelona. We met up with him in Spain to talk about Real Soccer 2011, or real football for those of you outside of North America.
La jugabilidad, las imágenes, los estadios, los fondos de pantalla que hay, pues ya están muy avanzados y pues el videojuego está muy cerca ya de casi de lo real, ¿no? En este caso pues tiene una jugabilidad y no solo la jugabilidad, sino las dimensiones de los campos, demás, pues muy parecidas ya a la realidad. El Madrid, ¿no? Es el oponente que más le gusta a todos los del Barça conseguir ganar, tanto en la realidad como en los videojuegos, y bueno, a ver si tanto en el videojuego como en la realidad podemos ganarle muchas veces. Bueno, los goles, marcar goles, en este caso desmarcarse hacia adelante y acabar la jugada con gol, tanto en el campo como en el videojuego, pues es lo que más me gusta hacer.
The iPad version is coming soon, bringing with it full HD graphics and animations. Plus, we've redesigned every character in Stadium in full 3D. Also, we've used motion capture technology to perfectly imitate the movements of professional athletes, bringing you guys the latest in the technology and testing the limits of lifelike animation on the iPad.
In-game, you'll leap into the middle of football's most exciting moments thanks to History Mode, which lets you alter the course of the game's most epic matches of all time.
Plus, the game is more in-depth than ever thanks to over 350 teams to choose from, 14 leagues, and all authentic player names thanks to the FIFA Pro license.
So thanks to David Villa for taking the time to talk to us. Next up, we have an announcement for Gangstar fans as Miami Vindication makes its way to the iPad App Store this fall.
After rising to the top of the iPhone App Store during its launch, Gangstar is back with HD graphics for an adventure in the streets of Miami that will leave you breathless. Enjoy the most ambitious crime simulation ever released on the iPhone, now on your iPad.
So all you iPad fans can enjoy the latest chapter of the series that Slide to Play said was among the best crime games on the iPhone, and that you'll definitely get your money's worth if you take a ride with Miami Vindication.
And next up, we have a sneak preview of Star Battalion, but this time we'll take a look at a new comic book coming out based on the game's storyline.
Star Battalion is not just a game, it's a world of its own full of characters and storylines, not all of which could be told in the game, so we've decided to create and release a free comic book app to expand on the game's story. The comic will be available on all 3 Apple devices, with 2 different versions, one for the iPhone and iPod Touch, and one for the iPad.
The comic book story takes place 20 years before the events of the game. In the comic, you'll get to read about the history of the main characters. Specifically, a conflict between 2 brothers, Atreus and Taros. Taros betrayed his brother and usurped control of Atreus' empire, and now seeks to annihilate anyone who opposes him.
Star Battalion will be released for the App Store this fall, and will be optimized for both the iPhone and the iPad.
And coming up next is a Gameloft podcast exclusive. We'll be showing you guys never-before-seen footage for the first time about a game we know you're going to be excited by.
That's right, Nova Near Orbit Vanguard Alliance received praise and accolades from all over. And GameSpot even called it an all-around excellent first-person shooter.
And now, we here at Gameloft are proud to announce its sequel, Nova 2, coming to Apple devices worldwide this fall.
After defeating the Judgers in the first game, Cal Warden is called back to duty as we're introduced to a new alien race, one that appears to be peaceful in an attempt to coexist with humanity.
I don't know if I trust some random alien race that showed up in the middle of an intergalactic war.
Yeah, but not all aliens are bloodthirsty monsters. I mean, maybe they're just looking for a place to crash.
Well, then you'll probably have to deal with the consequences of that. After all, pop culture's taught us that most aliens are evil and should not be trusted.
Doesn't matter. I still like aliens, and I'm pretty sure these ones are pretty awesome. Okay, maybe they're not so friendly. So now I guess we'll do some Q&A. This month's question is from Jay, who asks, what about Game Center support for your games?
Well, as a matter of fact, Game Center support will be available for both Dungeon Hunter 2 and Star Battalion. That means achievements, leaderboards, and co-op multiplayer for both games with up to 2 people in your Game Center friends list.
To access Game Center, you first have to upgrade to the latest iPhone firmware and then register your game. After that, you can check out other players' scores and achievements directly from the game. Thanks to the auto match feature, you can also search for people to play with.
With both Game Center and Gameloft Live, you'll now be able to keep up to date with all your friends and have even more fun playing Gameloft games.
So thanks for writing in. If you have questions for us, please leave them in the comments section of our blog, and we'll try to answer a few each month.
And in the meantime, you can get more information or videos from our blog, Facebook account, Twitter page, or YouTube channel.
For Gameloft, I'm Naomi.
And I'm Josh, and you've been watching the Gameloft video podcast.
And an exclusive on Nova 2 near...
Exclusive. That's right. And we'd also like to say some stuff.
An announcement for Gangstar fans as may I have vindication?
May I have vindication?
I like aliens, and I'm pretty sure these are... Nailed it!